Hello. We have a very serious announcement to make. After much deliberation, Gary and I have decided to stop doing the show. We've given in to outside energies that may not want us to continue. My irrational fear of... Well, not so much my irrational fear. Gary's irrational fear of evil clowns has taken over, and we're just going to have to do what's right. Gary?
Yeah, I think we've done enough. I think we've said all that's needed to be said. There's not enough views, so
Yeah.
let's just move on and make this last one a good one.
Yeah. Or maybe even not. Maybe we'll just do the show intro and then that's it. Let's see.
Okay, see how you feel.
It's all Marquesi and Buller. It's all Marquesi and Buller. Hello, welcome to the Horror with Marchese and Buller show, and my name is William Marchese, and this is Gary Buller.
Hello.
And we just have one thing to say. April Fools!
We've got some really interesting stuff to talk about this week. Will's come up with a few ideas this time around, which are really, really good. Before we actually start on the main ideas, a couple of things I kind of want to mention. Number one, congrats to Will for getting onto the old editing team at Trickster's Treats.
Oh.
So, get submitting to Trickster's Treats. It's going to be 7 Deadly Sins.
Yes.
You have to write a story in multiples of 700.
Mm-hmm.
So
You can write longer ones, but I think the 700
yeah,
is
it's
probably
going to be 700, 1400, and so on and so forth. It has to be a multiple of 7. The main editor is a guy called Steve Dillon. I've worked with him a few times in the past. He's fantastic. He's very professional. He's got this thing where he combines professional, well-established writers with people like me and Will who are coming through. I was lucky enough to be in an anthology he recently put out, and it's going to be in hardback soon as well, which is really good. And I was in an anthology with a guy called Ramsey Campbell, who is a massive British horror writer. So Will's going to be working alongside Steve. He's going to have a fantastic time, and congratulations.
Thank you.
And number two, it was a number two thing. About a month or two ago, we were talking about the new Child's Play film that's coming out alongside the new Pet Sematary. They announced Mark Hamill's going to be the voice of Chucky.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
I was kind of interested to see what Will thought about that.
No, Mark Hamill doing the voice. I mean, I think there's nothing wrong with that. He should be good. I assume he's going to try. I mean, being that he's also an actor already, he's going to probably try to make it sound sort of like Chucky. I assume
He's a very good voice actor as well. He's done, Batman animated series amongst other things,
okay.
And he's got that laugh. He's got that evil laugh that he can do. I could just imagine him doing a Chucky laugh.
Yeah. So
he released a video today, and this is what reminded me just before we came on air. He was saying how he's going to try and make it his own. He's going to make it creepy and yada yada. So
let's see what he could do. The proof is in the pudding. Let's see if everything goes good with that. Even the Pet Sematary, that's coming out soon. We'll see how that goes.
Yes. Apparently it's very, very good. That's what I've heard, and they've turned it on its head. It's completely different to the book. So we'll see.
Speaking of books to movies, and there's going to be spoilers in this, so if you haven't seen Bird Box or if you haven't read Bird Box and you do want to read it or see the movie, don't listen to this, I guess, for the rest of the show, because I'm just going to give you a quick rundown. I finally finished the book and watched the rest of the movie, and I have a few notes that I just wanted to go over. Then we can
Will's been very thorough about this.
Hollywood sensationalism. Reading the book, there's many differences between the book and the movie. I mean, there are the basic similarities, obviously, just like with The Walking Dead and the comic. They have main scenes like the whole Negan killing Glenn scene that's iconic, and they put it in the show. But there's a lot of stuff that's different. Like, for instance, the whole thing about Tom. In the book, Tom dies in the whole scuffle that happens when the two girls are giving birth. Plus, the birth is given in the attic. So it's not, you know, they rush a lot of stuff. And I know it's a movie and everything, and you have to get a lot of stuff in there. But some of these details could have been, at least, you know, the attic could have still been used. At the end, Mallory cuts her umbilical cord with a steak knife. And the other girl, I think, gnaws on hers to get the baby separated from her. Mallory has both the babies at the end, and the girl jumps out the window, just like in the movie. But in the book, she's hung by her umbilical cord.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, and then Mallory, when everything is dead, you know, everybody's dead and everything, she hears the girl bumping against the house. That's like a haunting sort of thing where the wind is making her bump. And then she gets everything's, you know, she can't look because she doesn't know, because those things were let into the house. So she doesn't know if they're still in the house. So she goes downstairs because the phone starts ringing, because they use the phone book that Tom got from his house, which they don't have in the movie. Tom had, you know, they brought it back, and now he's calling all these numbers. They called the whole phone book. Finally, someone does call back, and it's Rick from that blind place, and he's telling her what to do. But in the movie, they make it like Rick got cut off, right? And then they have no more contact with him, where in the book, she keeps contacting Rick, and she keeps getting information. And between that point where they all die, and before she goes to the place for the blind, it's like 4 years. 4 years have passed. They don't really say that in the book, in the movie either. I mean, the kids do grow older, but then she's still with Tom, and the whole reason why she left the house was because she finally felt she was ready. And she just felt, in the book, she felt more like a strong woman, like a really hardened, apocalyptic, hardened woman with two kids that were strictly taught not to do this and not to do that. In the movie, they made the kids like normal kids. I didn't get that from the book. I got that these kids were just taught to close their eyes, when, you know, to actually, she taught them to awaken from sleep with their eyes closed. And it was just very strict. The girl seemed a little rebellious in the movie because the mother was a little mean to her at times because she felt she had to be. But in the book, there's no rebellious or anything. The kids are just, boom, they're like little robots, and they never get off the boat. In the movie, she gets off the boat. They never get off the boat. A wolf bites her, a wolf, on her arm, so she has a severe like injury. And there's even a part where she passes out, and she's just like, she doesn't even know how long she's been unconscious in the boat while it's, you know, floating. I don't think there was any rapids. I don't remember any rapids or anything, but there's a point where the guy Rick told her that there's going to be a sound of someone saying, like, repeating a message in the woods. They set up something that's on a loop, and it was Tom. And she has to take a certain path in there's like it breaks off into 4 paths, the river, and she has to take the one second from the right. It's like very specific, but she has to look where he says, when you hear that voice, you have to lift your thing and see where the fork is, and then you can put your thing down. In the movie, they say she has to really look, it makes it almost as if she has to look the whole way, but then she also is trying to pick one of the kids to look, where in the book, she doesn't even think about that. It's her. I just thought there was a lot of differences. Even at the end, when they get to the place, they show him taking them out to a like open area, and that doesn't happen in the book either. They're just in a hallway, and actually, she's very apprehensive in the beginning because she realizes that they're blind, and she fears that they're going to make her blind and her kids blind, like they're like a cult or something. And then he explains to her that those things infiltrated the place, and it was because someone let them in, and so their whole thing was to make sure that it never happens again. They blinded everybody, but now they've made it so safe that they don't have to do that again. It was like something that happened in the past, so they were at one point doing that. So it's still like
in the movie they were naturally blind, weren't they? That's the impression.
Some of them were, yeah. Some of them were, some of them weren't, but they never explained that to the viewer. But in the book, I just got a whole sense of apprehension. I don't know what's going on here. I don't want to be with these people because they're doing these, things to the, you don't know. They could be safe, they could not be, but in the movie they made it like, oh, everybody's hugging each other and it's instant love and, oh, this is great, an outpost where people are, but in the movie, or the book rather, you don't know. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know the ending. These things are supposedly make you go crazy because of what's in your mind. But that guy, Gary, according to the movie, they never explained anything. Mallory goes through his books and she sees all his notes, and he actually looked at the things. And his whole theory is, if you're crazy already, you're not going to go crazy.
Yeah.
So he was crazy. And he infects Dawn in his mind. And then Dawn, when they go to kick Gary out, they all have to put on their blinders. And Gary snuck him in, and they didn't know. Because in the movie, they're like the girl Cheryl just opened. No, not Cheryl. Olympia. She opens the door and lets Gary in like nothing.
Yeah.
But in the book, they hear a knocking, and then they say, "Okay, everybody, put your blinders on. Get the brooms out. You have to make sure none of those things get in while we open the door." There's a whole thing that they go through to let somebody in the place. So that's why it's not too believable. The movie is, the movie's good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's a good representation of the book and everything. It has a lot more than most movies do from books, and I would say it's a better adaptation than most movies are. But it's very much different. And if you really want to enjoy the book, then I would definitely say read it. You know what I'll do? I'll actually put in the notes that is spoilers, and then I'll put from like right now, there's no more spoilers. So I think it's a better choice to read the book first because it's a better experience.
Yeah, I've not read the book. I probably wait a little while before reading it. I really enjoyed the film. So the book's usually almost better, always.
Oh yeah. And more imagination, there's more to it. Yeah, so that was the episode. I hope I didn't ruin too much. And like I said, I'm going to put a thing at the end, a timestamp hopefully, if I can get to it, and so you can listen to the ending and see the bloopers if you want. And
the bloopers are always worth a watch. There's nothing better than watching me and Will make absolute idiots of ourselves. So
exactly.
Give it a watch.
So yeah, so that's the show. Let us know what you think. Did you enjoy the book more? Did you enjoy the movie more? Did you enjoy both in different ways? Like, share, subscribe, and please subscribe. So we will see you on Wednesday, and don't do any dangerous April Fools because no. Oh, what the hell.
It's all crazy. It's all more crazy and cool.
Yes, subscribe because
We're poor and we need your money.
well, it's not their money; it's Google's money. But
we need this money from evil corporate sponsors to maintain our simple lives.
oh, there we go.
So
Demonetized. But so from this point, you come here and basically. From this point on,
I could see your head.
it's like those cats.
Always.
Oh yeah. And more imagination, is more to it, and Woo. I did that in all my, and well, He's the guy from Star Wars, right? Yeah. He's no.
Hang on a minute. If you have some chocolate, give me some.
Ooh, can I have some?
Yeah, we'll have some as well.
What day is it?
It's Sunday.
It's
Oh, Mother's Day. I got Lisa some chocolate for Mother's Day, and
now he wants to eat it.
now I want to eat it.
That's why you gotta get the big chocolate. So it's
It's a biggish one, you know. It's so beggars can't be choosers. You're not going to give me some? Oh dear. Never mind.
Not being chocolate.
oh my god.
Sorry, go on.
That's like the Valentine's chocolates. You know, you always get the really big heart so you can share it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Did you really think we'd stop recording the show?
I mean, come on.
Come
Jeez.
on. No.
No, but
But
I have a few notes that I just wanted to go over. Then we can
Will's been very thorough about this.
Yes,
Yeah. Are you sure it's Bird Box you read and not Turd Box?
Well, I mean, both can really alert you because you wait, I'm laughing. Okay, wait.